Hi guys, welcome to my channel Shiva's Tech Hub. So in this session, we will be looking at how to install Ubuntu operating system on Oracle VirtualBox. So the first prerequisite is we need to download and install VirtualBox for Windows 11. Then we need to download the Ubuntu ISO image. So once both are downloaded, first we need to install VirtualBox. Then we will also be installing Ubuntu using that particular VirtualBox. So we'll also be looking into all these steps. So first, let me go to VirtualBox download. So you need to go to Oracle site and download the respective installer for your operating system. So in this case, I am doing it for Windows 11. So I have already downloaded Windows installer. And at the end of this video, I will also be putting up this particular link from where you need to download Oracle VirtualBox in the video description. And once this is being downloaded, you need to also download Ubuntu ISO file, right? So you can also type in something like Ubuntu for VirtualBox download. So it will take you to the link. So basically, if you can click on this and you can accept, so you can install various Ubuntu related servers. So you can do it for AWS, Azure, GCP. Okay, and also you can also download various things if you can click on this, so you can download this particular version. So if you want 22.4, you can download this, or if you want to download 23.04, you can also do this. So it all depends on your requirement. So now that I have already downloaded the VirtualBox as well as Ubuntu ISO image for my operating system, which is Windows 11 64-bit. So first I need to install VirtualBox. So let me do that. So just right click on Run as Administrator. So you just need to click on Next. So by default, this is where the VirtualBox will be installed. Just click on Next. So you can click on Proceed with installation now. And also it will try to install the required dependencies. Then click on Install to begin the installation. So let us wait for the VirtualBox installation to be done. It hardly takes around, I think, 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so it is already done, right? So after installation is done, you just need to click on finish button, and also I have checked this box. So after clicking on finish button, it will open Oracle VM VirtualBox. Okay, so this is the user interface for Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager. So I don't have any operating systems installed in my VirtualBox. So now I need to freshly install Ubuntu, right? So for that, first I need to click on New. So you need to enter the name of the virtual machine which you are going to create, right? Ubuntu. Yeah, I can just give as Ubuntu. So here I need to browse my image where I have saved Ubuntu. So this is my ISO image, right? For Ubuntu. Just click on open. Okay, so here I have already selected that image. So just click on next. So this is the username. Okay, so if you want to check the password, you can also do it by clicking on this icon. So you just need to save this username and password somewhere. So here I am doing it in my notepad. Okay, so let me also copy these details. So this is the host name and this is the domain name, right? So I'm just copying these things for the later reference, and this is my domain name, and this is the password, and this is the username, right? So I have copied all these files, all these entities. Just click on next. So here, so this is the default memory and the processors that it will be taken. So if you want to add more memory into this Ubuntu, so you can also do that. But I think this is more than enough, whatever it is taking, like it is taking around 2 GB. You can click on next. So this is creating the hard disk, virtual hard disk. So by default, it is consuming 25 GB of your C drive, right? So this is the recommended size that we need to use. So you can just click on next. So these are the details. So once we confirm, so it will also show you the list of details. So if you see here, this is the machine name and this is the machine folder where it will be stored. And this is the ISO image with which I am going to create. And this is the operating system type. And these are some of the details like what is the username and if you have any product key that is being, so since it is open source, we need not use any product key, and this is the domain name. So all these things, like this is the base memory and this is the disk size, okay, which it is going to consume, right? So in order for a good performance, it's always a good thing to allocate more than one which is required. So the more you allocate, the more will be, I mean, the performance, the better will be the performance of the Ubuntu operating system. So let me click on finish. So what it does is it starts installing it. So so it is powering that VM. So you see it has already opened it. So yeah, so you need to click on show. So it is already trying to install that operating system. Okay, so let me maximize the screen. So it will take some time for the first time load. Okay, so now I think the installation is going to start. So it is verifying the installation configuration. So by expanding this, you can also check the logs that it is doing. So it is creating some set of partitions using this particular file system. Like we have a FAT and NTFS file system for Windows. We will also be having ext4 type of file system for Linux. So that is what it is trying to do. Okay, so it is copying the required files that is required for this Ubuntu installation. So let's wait for this process to be completed. So it will also show us the included softwares that comes by default. Like if you see here, this is a kind of music player that comes by default with the Ubuntu operating system. So you can also install these things if you want at a later point of time. And also this is one of the, I mean, widely used and the easiest of all the Linux flavors, and it is most widely used. So it takes some time, so we need to wait for this process to be completed. So it is close to finishing copying all the files that are required. So once the copying is done, it will proceed with installation of Ubuntu and setting the different configurations that are required to boot that Ubuntu operating system. So it is installing the system related files at this particular moment. So you can also see over here. So this is the apt package, and also it is trying to scan all the required things. Like for Ubuntu, you will be using apt package. Like for different flavors of operating systems, in order to install any software, you need to use a different command. Like for CentOS, we'll be using yum. Similarly, for Ubuntu, we'll be using apt. So you are seeing over here. So it is retrieving all the files at this particular moment. So at this particular moment, it is configuring the time and also some other details which are related to the hardware, system time, and so on. So the process looks similar to the Windows, but just that since it is Linux, the way the folder structure of this operating system and also the way you need to work the access related things will be different. So it is downloading the required packages, and also it is unpacking the required Linux modules that are required for this Ubuntu operating system to load. Okay, so now the Ubuntu operating system installation is successfully completed. So I have powered off the virtual machine just to show that how can we open. So we need to open VirtualBox Manager. Then since I already have this and it is powered off, you can either right click on this, or what you can do is to start this particular operating system, or you can just click on this green arrow mark to start the Ubuntu operating system. So once you start it, it will ask you for the password. So if you remember, we have saved these username and password. So this is the username which it got created during the installation process, and this is the password which I am going to enter to log in into Ubuntu operating system. So it's booting up. So once the booting is completed, so it will show the username. So once we log in with the username and password, we need to create Ubuntu One account so that we can get all the Pro updates, Ubuntu Pro updates. So that also we'll be looking into now. So this is the same username which we have just copied. So I'm going to enter that password. So this is the default password. So it's always recommended to change the password as a standard practice. So it will take some time. Okay, so we have logged into Ubuntu operating system. So first, what we need to do is we can connect our online accounts. Okay, so that we can sync our important documents, photos, or more. So if you don't need, you can just skip this particular step, and this is what it will be displayed next. So for example, if you see here, upgrade this machine to Ubuntu Pro for security updates on a much wider range of packages until 2032. So since this is open source, we can freely do it. So for that, what you need to do is you just need to click on enable Ubuntu Pro and then just click on next. So it will show you with one code. Okay, so which you need to enter in this particular URL. So for that, let me go to Firefox browser and just navigate to this particular URL along with this path ubuntu.com/pro/attach. Okay, so since I don't have an Ubuntu One account, so what we need to do is we need to create. So you just need to click on this radio button saying that I don't have an Ubuntu One account. So what you can do is you can enter your email. So we can enter our name. So this is up to you guys. So you can enter any name. So I'm entering a password. So it's always preferred to enter a strong password. So let me confirm the details once again, then just click on create account. So for now, I'm not going to save. Okay, so then what we need to do is, so your account was created successfully, then we need to log into this particular email account to verify our email address. So that I'm going to do now. So let me navigate to Gmail and then verify this particular account. So this is the email which I just got upon finishing the registration. So what I need to do is I need to click on this particular link to confirm my email address. So this is just for security. So yes, just click on this checkbox and select all the images with cars. Let me check my luck if this is okay. Yes, yes, I'm sure. Service authorization. Yes, log me in. So we will be logged into ubuntu.com/pro. So then what we need to do is we need to enter our code. So which we just copied. So this is the code which we need to enter. So let me copy it. copied. Yeah, so this is the free personal access token. So yeah, this is the only option available, and I need to click on submit. So once we clicked on submit, now my Ubuntu operating system got changed to Ubuntu Pro, right? So you can just go to your subscriptions, and we will also be having the list of subscriptions that will be displayed. So yeah, this is created and this expires never. Okay, so now what will happen is we will be getting all the latest updates that are applicable to Ubuntu operating system, right? So guys, this is how we will be installing Ubuntu operating system on VirtualBox. Okay, so now let us open terminal and perform few operations to make sure everything is configured successfully. So whenever you install Ubuntu operating system or any Linux operating system, the first command which you need to do is run apt update command. So which updates all the existing packages with the latest version available. So that can be done by using. So VirtualBox user here, which you are seeing, it is a normal user, right? So you need to log in with root user. Then you need to perform this apt update. So for that, you need to do sudo apt update. So then I need to enter my command password. So now one possible issue which we might be getting is VBox user is not in the Sudoers file, so this incident will be reported. So this is what we will be seeing. So for that, what you need to do is, so I have some set of steps which we need to do. So let me show you and also perform it to resolve that particular issue. So let me open the recent documents. Okay, so these are the steps that we need to perform this username not present in the sudoers file. So first what you need to do is we need to log in with root user. SU stands for super user. Then we need to enter the same password that we used to log in into Ubuntu. So after executing the above command, it will switch to the root user. So let us perform this first step. So SU. So it will ask you for the password. You need to enter the same password as that of for VirtualBox user. So now if you see here, it has logged in with root credentials, right? So now this user is a root user, not virtual. So this is the normal user and this is the root user. So that is the difference between logging in as normal user as well as root user. Now you can run apt update. So after logging in, so you can run apt update command. So it will allow you to run because so this was a normal user. So we try to log in with the root user and perform this particular update. But since this particular user is not there in the sudo file, it was not allowing you to do. Now what you can do is you can log in as a root user, then run this apt update command. So if the packages are already updated, then it will tell you that the packages are already updated. Now, since there are some older packages, what it is doing is whatever packages that are with the older version, it is updating it to the latest version. So that is what apt update does. So now that it is done, so let me clear the screen. Now we need to add permissions. I mean, add this user to a group, right? Root user group, so that using this particular user also we can perform all the installation related things and some other things, right? So what you can do is first we need to install apt install sudo. So nowadays most of the operating systems sudo comes by default. In case if it doesn't have, so there is nothing wrong in executing this command. Okay, so what it is doing is so 0 upgraded, 0 newly installed, 0 to remove, and 30 not upgraded. Because see, with this Ubuntu operating system, sudo is already installed and it is already with the newest version. So we need not explicitly install it again. Okay. So this is the important step what we are going to perform. So user mod hyphen a capital G sudo virtualbox user. So you need to give this sudo privileges. I mean, to this sudo group, this particular user needs to be added. So these are the commands for Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Debian, and some other operating systems, and these are Red Hat based systems. So you need to use wheel in place of sudo, right? So let me run this command. Okay. So user mod hyphen a capital G sudo user. So user is vbox user. So this is the name of the user to which you need to add them to the sudo group. So it is done. So it has executed successfully. So let me log out of root user. Okay. So clear. Now you can run sudo apt update. Now let me enter this command. Oh, it's still showing the same. Okay, so since it is doing the same, what we can do is we need to restart our virtual machine for the changes to take place. So let me quickly restart the virtual machine. So you need to click over here, then so you can just click on restart. So what it does is it will automatically restart my Ubuntu virtual machine. So let's wait for the restart to be completed. Then we need to log in and enter the same command to make sure like vbox user is added into sudoers file. So I'm entering this command. Okay, so let me open terminal and run the same command. Okay, so I think now it is working, right? So after performing all the above steps and adding this VirtualBox user into sudoers file and adding him to the group, so now it is working as expected, right? So before, I mean, before performing these steps, whatever I have mentioned, so it was not working. Like it was mentioning like vbox user is not present in the sudoers file. So this is how we will be resolving the username not present in sudoers file. So this is the basic steps which we need to do. I mean, after installing a fresh Ubuntu operating system. So this is the only thing. And with this sudo apt command, you can also install various softwares. That's it for this video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel Shiva's Tech Hub and get notified to the future updates. And also don't forget to share it on various social media platforms. Thank you.